Oh, wait. We're live.
We did it.
Oh, we've
Here
never
comes the
done this
back.
before. And I just clicked go, and I didn't realize that. So I'm sorry for the people who are going to be watching this after it's actually live. We're going to wait for 2 minutes until people get here. So maybe fast
we're
forward.
Gonna do some bonus content.
Oh, bonus content. Until people arrive.
Yeah, bonus content for the early birds. And the first thing I'm going to do is ask you a question.
The nobody
no,
who's here.
You, a question.
Oh, me, okay.
And the question is this.
Yes.
Would you rather have toes?
No more toes
fingers.
questions. Jane has been really obsessed with that.
Toes on your fingers or fingers on your toes? Or, so that's the first one.
Okay. I don't want to do this forever though. But because it is 8 p.m. now.
Okay, it's 8 p.m. Tune in at the end where
I will have to answer that question.
If she'd rather have toes or fingers on her toes.
So, thank you for being here.
Hi.
Hello. We'll get started. We've never done this before, so I hope we're doing it right.
You're doing a great job.
We don't know what we're doing.
I'm Jane.
I'm Emily, and we're also known as Camp Lovesick.
You're reaching us here in our little bus that we have converted into a tiny home.
Yes.
It's a short school bus that we found from this man that we met on the internet. Not sketchy at all, I promise. And about 2 years ago, we bought this bus, like almost exactly 2 years ago. We ripped all the seats out.
3 years ago.
No, 2 years.
Oh, okay.
We ripped all the seats out, pulled the peanut butter sandwiches from below the cracks.
Oh my gosh, so gross.
Yeah, it was so nasty. And then turned it into this beautiful home that you're seeing here.
Yeah, so it was super fun. Not the peanut butter sandwich part. That was really gross. But the day of the day that we got it went to a thing in Ontario called the African Lion Safari, which is like a zoo that you drive into. So like the animals are right on your car, or on your school bus. And so, so it was definitely the authentic, straight from the school yellow experience. And we spent the next couple months converting it. A lot of people can spend a lot of time on these things. We just didn't have that time. I am a teacher in my normal life.
Real life.
Hey, this is also a real life.
Your non-road life.
I am an elementary school teacher in French, and Jane is a writer in English. And so we didn't have the time. We had the summer months, the teacher summer, to be able to flip this bus. So we did that.
And learned a lot along the way, and we're actually very happy with how it turned out. And then the following year, so that's now 1 year ago, we got married and then hit the road. So we left in July of last year and traveled all through Canada, and the States went kind of along the East Coast through Canada and then East Coast of the States and did a big loop, but got cut short.
Yeah. That was very quick. You just highlighted the East. We went East Coast, then we went all the way down to Florida, and then we went from Florida all the way west along the south border to California, then California back through Arizona and Utah, and then in Utah where we were planning on doing some stuff there, and then seeing California again, and doing Washington, Oregon, that kind of thing. That's when COVID hit. So we thought we were going to be on the road for 14 months, and 9 months in, we got cut off because of COVID. So to us, being Canadian, we were feeling threatened about potentially the borders being closed. So we were scared about what that would mean for us, and our health insurance would be canceled because we'd be going against our government if we were staying in the States. So for us, it made the most sense to go back to Canada. So we did. Within an hour of us getting the news that it was as serious as we were scared it would be. And we drove to British Columbia very quickly because we thought that we would be able to just keep exploring, but just cut off a couple of the months of exploration in the United States. But we could keep being on the road for the rest of the time, just spend more time in British Columbia. And then it got even worse, and situations got more grim and scary. So then we were worried we'd be trapped out of our province, and if something bad happened where we wanted to be with our friends and family, we wouldn't be able to do that. So then it made the most sense for us to come home and cancel the rest of the 14 months off that we took from work. So that was kind of a bummer.
Yeah, it wasn't ideal, but
it was a little bit of a bummer. But then we came home and we were here for 3 days.
Yeah,
and
I think so.
I think the drive home took 6 days from British Columbia. Home to us is Southern Ontario, an hour and a half south of Toronto. And so by the time we got home, we were like, we are not going to be happy if we're just sitting stagnant after doing so much exploration. And I couldn't get my job back. Neither of us could get our jobs back until the 14 months is up, because we applied to take this time off, and now times are tough and a lot of people don't have their jobs. So obviously they're not going to be giving excess
new jobs to us.
Hi there, person. I like groups. Wow, what a nice bus. So clean. Good question. We will get to your questions after. So we came back, and then within a few days we decided, yes, let's do something to keep ourselves excited and busy. And we were really missing the bus build. We loved building the bus, and we're going to give you a tour in a minute about where we are and this original tiny home that we built. And so we're like, okay, we have apparently so much time now.
Yeah.
And we have to stay at home. We can't do anything. So we moved back to my parents' property, turned their garage into our little home. Thank you, Mom and Dad. And
have been working on flipping this trailer. So kind of similar to the bus build. We didn't have to gut it quite as much as taking real seats out of it, but we've been doing tons and tons of gutting. We've taken out walls. We've really stripped this trailer back to its bare bones. And now we're just in the process of rebuilding it and making it look real nice.
Yeah. So we're excited about that. It's been keeping us busy and productive, and that's when we started this YouTube channel, because we had to do our bus so quickly because we only had a month and a half, which ended up turning into 20 days of work that we had to work on this before I had to start back up teaching again, and Jane had to get back into her writing full time, and then we left on the road as soon as the next vacation time came. So we only had about 20 to I think in the end, maybe 2 months to build this bus. So we've been working on the camper now for
2 months.
And the same amount of time
not
that we worked on
nearly
the
as
bus.
much progress, but are still speaking to each other, which is key.
The progress, I would argue that we have made actually wild amounts of progress.
Yeah, we've made tons of progress.
It's just that the progress we've made is way more detail oriented. So I'm very proud of what we've done with the camper. And since we're not in as big of a time crunch, we decided let's start making YouTube videos. So that's why we did that. And it's been fun to edit them and to make something that hopefully is giving back to the community of DIYers and tiny home builders and school friends and trailer renovators, because
learned so many things just from looking at YouTube videos and things like that. So it's been really nice to just be able to
Pay it forward.
give back in that way and just say, oh, look what we're making now. So that's been really exciting for us.
Yeah, and just to share our ideas, it's been cool to have been on the road and been living tiny in this home, and then bring that experience of what we liked about the space and what we could improve in the space, and then bring that to a new build.
Exactly.
And go to the trailer and say, hey, we have all these unique experiences from being tiny, living tiny. And we're also quite tiny.
We also got shrunk. We were put in a shrink machine.
Okay.
And got shrunk.
So let's take all that experience and make it count. So we've been really truly not just not refinishing and renovating the trailer, but we've been truly upgrading it to have tiny home features that I feel like maybe if you did enough research you could think of, but I feel like a big part of it is just having had the experience for ourselves, knowing what needs to go into a small space in order to live in it comfortably and functionally and still beautifully. So that's why we are here. That's why we made YouTube, and we like sharing with you. I'm looking at notes.
We prepared.
Yeah, so I guess
preparation.
That's kind of the intro. That's about us. That's a very long intro. I'm sorry. I talk too much when
you're okay.
Aren't editing the videos.
You did a good job.
So let's give you a tour of where we are. I'm holding my computer. So here, one second.
We'll start at the back.
Okay,
because that's where we're facing. This is our bedroom area. Pretty standard. We've got a double bed back here. This is a dividing wall that we wanted just to kind of visually break up the space without actually making too many walls and making it feel too closed off.
Yeah, we didn't want the couch just to go straight into the bed. So we kind of wanted a place for also to put our, tea and our water at night and all that kind of stuff.
So this is just an old door. It was Emily's childhood bedroom door. So that's fun, a little taste of home. We cut that down, so we have a piece here, and then we have a piece here as well. And then we used a second old door for our back little shelf here.
Very fun.
So that's a bedroom area.
So we have a real mattress there because we weren't about that RV mattress.
Yeah, exactly.
Life.
Because we're doing it for a year, we said, let's make sure that it's an actually comfy space.
So under the mattress, under the bed flips up and you can access all the storage. So we store so much stuff back there. But then also behind Jane, scooch.
Sorry.
This door opens up from outside. So you can also access all the storage from underneath. So we store all our camping stuff, our camping chairs, our RV outdoor rug, our water tanks, our longboards, our
solar panel batteries,
all the big stuff that we don't need every single day goes under there.
Mm-hmm. Let's go to the couch next. Let's save the kitchen for last because it's the showpiece.
Okay, but I have to go underneath this table.
Okay.
I set the table up too early. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
So over here you have our beautiful couch area.
Food storage here. Fridge in the middle, and then more storage for our raincoats, extra toilet paper, that kind of thing at the end.
And then tell us about this coffee table, Jane.
This coffee table, let me tell you, is one of the most essential parts of any home. A coffee table that also becomes a toilet.
Ta-da!
Wow!
You can see that we haven't been hoarding toilet paper because we're out. So then we don't have to depend on smelly public washrooms. We have our own, just a composting DIY toilet. I might do a video on that. Some people have been really wondering how we're making that. So I might do a video on how to make your own. We didn't buy a Nature's Head just because we really were looking into it. And honestly, they're not anything special, but a lot of money. So we made our own and we've been really happy with it. There's a few tips and tricks that we can share down the road, but on how to make them work. But
even if we had an exponential budget, I would not.
Yeah, I wouldn't change it.
Our toilet, it's pretty good.
It's unnecessary. So that is coffee table, couch. Then over here is driver
seat.
So that's typically where I go, but Jane also was driving a fair bit too.
Also know how to drive.
And yeah, it's more than I'm controlling than her not knowing how to drive.
This is our office area.
So wait, entryway first.
Oh, sorry, entrance.
So that's how you come in. This is so funny. I wish I wasn't doing this on my computer, but here we are. So that's where you come in, and then when you come in, there's some hooks on this desk here so that we can hang our coats and that kind of thing. So that if it's wet, it just drips off into the stairwell and we don't have to worry about it. So Jane, sorry, go back to your point.
That's okay. So this is our office area. We keep all of our office supplies below here, and then this is where I will sometimes do my writing, although I do sometimes work on the couch, let's be real. But if I'm doing some serious thinking work, then I'll come and I'll work here. It works really well. It's also a great extra surface for preparing dinner or whatever you need an extra little spot to put your mug on. And then we have an actual car seat here because safety first. We wanted a 3-point seat belt for all of our seats. And it's far more comfortable than the bus seat that we took out of here.
Yes. And then I guess that leaves us with our kitchen area. So
this is my favorite area of the bus.
Here, you want to just fold down the table and then they can get the whole vibe.
And then we'll tell you about our table because it's one of our most proud inventions.
So here we have our kitchen. We made this whole thing from scratch. We were patronized a lot by the people at our hardware store because they kept saying that they come in pre-made units and this is real people's jobs to make kitchen cabinets and you shouldn't be doing it on your own. And then we said, okay, goodbye, I'll figure it out. And so we did, and we're super proud because they work really, really well. And we think that they're way more beautiful than anything we could have pre-bought because they're super unique with scrap wood that was going to the trash, going to be burned. So we're happy about that. This beautiful, beautiful countertop that was from my parents' barn that we got to install. And then this copper pipe holds this sliding barn door here that typically when we're in living mode just goes in front of the sink so that we can cover that plumbing up. And then when we are driving, it slides in front of our drawers and latches into place with some cords. It's okay, you don't have to actually do it. Okay. And then
pretend I'm doing it.
Latches into cords, and then
I'm miming this one.
Okay, that's good. And then that locks all of our drawers into place so that we don't have to worry about our stuff coming out. And then when we are either cooking and need extra counter space, we have our stove storage, if you follow my foot, down here. And when we're cooking, we can bring that up and we can flip this up. This is what the computer was resting on earlier, to become a table. So as you can see, it's just
people had questions.
Yeah, some people have been asking me questions about this. So it's just a copper pipe with a flange. We had to use an angle grinder to make the flange fit in this space so that it didn't catch on the door. A copper pipe, an elbow here, and then we just have it attached to the copper pipe at the top, some plywood that's veneered and varnished. And then these are some just card table legs that we got from the Goodwill or the Home Habitat for Humanity Restore. And we just angle grinded the card table legs, like with the mechanism. Here, wait, let me
Oh, yeah.
Whoa, this is the money shot.
Cinematography.
So, computer cinematography. So we angle grinded it off. And now we have the table. So we still have the same mechanism. So then it can just fold up. And then that's how we can fold it down so that we can use it just as a door instead of a table. So, and then we just have some latches here for when we're driving. So that's how the table works. And it's great because then we can move it underneath our emergency hatch that currently has a bug screen because it's buggy. And so that when we're cooking, the steam just goes straight out the top. We can move it over to be right here for when we're doing dishes to give us more space. Or we can move it back towards the bed for when we're eating.
Demonstrate.
Or now we can move it here to hold our computer for live streams. So that is the bus. we have many tours of this bus online. One is done, the newest one is done by Tiny Home Tours, and that is just, if you want to watch a tour of this bus that is beautifully filmed with higher quality than my computer camera, you can check that out. And then Van Life is Awesome did another tour video of our bus too, and that one's longer and a little less artistic, but goes a bit more into specifics of how we did things and why we did things. So it's a bit more educational. So you can watch that. If you have more questions, feel free to reach out and ask us.
We have some questions here that we wrote down because we were afraid that Emily's phone would die. So here we go. How do we build a flip-up table?
There you go.
Check. Already
so
done.
I hope the person who wanted to know how to build a fold-up table, that helps them.
Number 2, do you have/need a heater and or AC, alternating current?
This is the heater that we use. We were in the cold months a lot, and so we would be using this like fairly regularly. We did insulate the whole bus, so it does hold its heat quite well. However, there's also a lot of windows. So the most, you still kind of need heat.
Yeah. And we did go, like, the coldest we ever went to was -10 Celsius. So I have no idea what that is in Fahrenheit.
Below freezing Fahrenheit.
Much below freezing.
So this little heater just hooks up to propane, the same propane tank that our stove uses, same hose even, so it's super easy just to switch back and forth from cooking. When we're cooking, we wouldn't have the heat on anyway because you're producing heat from cooking that would keep us warm. We would run this for like, I don't know, when it was really cold, like 10 minutes, and then it's fine. So, and then the bus would hold the heat. We wouldn't run this when we were sleeping. We have a carbon monoxide detector built into the bus, but or that we built in, but yeah, it's just, we were scared about fires and stuff when we were sleeping. So we would turn it off when we were sleeping and we would be fine. We wouldn't be too cold. So honestly, this is fine. And then when you're driving the bus, you can use the actual bus heating. As for air conditioning, that was a big question we received on another video that we had. We did not get an air conditioner for here. It would be very easy to get one and put one in. We just never needed it because it has, like, as you can see, 360 windows. Like, there are windows everywhere. All of the windows have bug screens that we did in them, so you can open every single window and that surrounds you and just have, even if there's the faintest breeze, you will find it. So honestly, then it's just like you're in the shaded spot, and we went through a couple heat waves last summer and
it was fun.
We were fine.
Yeah,
so we just never bothered buying an air conditioner because it was okay.
Next cue. How has your experience living tiny influenced your trailer design?
Oh yeah, we talked about that a bit. I think it made us realize what multifunctionality was necessary and what was just kind of like for show.
Yeah.
And
how to just kind of use spaces more efficiently. I think, like, in ripping apart this trailer, there just seems to be a lot of, like, why did you do this? And it makes sense in a home design.
Yeah.
But when you're going from a home to something so much smaller, it's, like, no longer a practical solution.
My theory is that trailer designers, like people who actually work in trailer design, have never lived tiny. Like, they've lived in other trailers that were also designed by people who lived in other trailers.
Maybe they just walked into a trailer.
No, but like I just feel like they've only ever lived in a house, like a full big home, and so they don't know how to live tiny. But once we've lived in such a small space, I mean, this is 85 square feet. I haven't done the math on the trailer, but it's at least double.
I think it's 140 because it's 7 by.
Okay, so
20.
it's about double. Oh yeah, good math. So 7 by 20, so 140 square feet. So it's so much more space in the trailer, but we didn't just like, okay, then whatever. We were like, great, more space to use even more efficiently to be able to host more people and do more things.
Exactly.
So it's like they have just a chair in the trailer. Like, when we got it, there was it was built. Like that was how it was.
Like a lazy boy, like, recliner chair, but it didn't actually
even bolt into the ground. Yeah. It was just there. Like, I don't even understand. And then their futon was just a futon. Like, there's no storage underneath, nothing. Like, so anyway, there was so many things that we've done to add more storage, add more multifunctionality, give like a bigger living room with a full dining room aspect,
and more space.
We did
in the bathroom.
Yeah, we redid the floor plan to make it a bigger bathroom.
Before, how it was, you couldn't actually enter the bathroom.
You couldn't even open the door. It only went
fully.
3/4 of what. Anyway, trailer design is bizarre, so it was not hard to make.
If you're a trailer designer,
I'm so sorry, but please contact us. We will help you figure out how to be better at your job. What are you most proud of in your builds?
So this one's pretty easy because we already showed our kitchen. I think that's our showpiece in this one, I would say.
Yeah, I was definitely proud. Also, I mean, when I'm proud, just point blank, I think it's a beautiful kitchen. If I had this kitchen in my house, I would like cry and be so happy.
Yeah.
We don't have a house right now, so I guess I do. But this is our house. But yeah, I think also a point of it was that like people said we couldn't do it, and then we did, and we rocked it, and it works so well. So like, yeah, don't tell us we can't do something because we just will to prove you wrong. And in the trailer, what do you think? What's your favorite?
In the trailer, I think like aesthetically, our countertops are super good. We made them out of reclaimed pallet wood. That was just like a super fun, tedious project, yet so worth it if you just really take your time and do a solid job. If you do a good job like we did, it's worth it.
Yes, very true.
So that, and then I just think the ways that we're finding of like using the space has been really fun. Like,
and just the creativity that we've had in it. Like, we just full on changed the layout of the thing. Like, that's pretty good. So I don't know. It's so much more open now. It's so much more functional. You get so much more use out of so much of the space. Like, yeah. Anyway, I'm very proud of what's happening with the trailer. Exactly. And we've done so much stuff with reclaimed materials, like totally free stuff that was about to be thrown out, or we're finding on Kijiji or Facebook Marketplace. Kijiji is Craigslist for Canada, if you're not Canadian. And then it's like people like, oh, just about to burn this or going to the dump. And then we just have been able to get stuff like this and make use of it. So it's like,
amazing. It's been really great that way.
Oh, this has been a question we've gotten a lot. Where's your favorite place you've went on your trip?
We have kind of different ones. Maybe. My personal favorite is the Grand Canyon, and I will never in my life shut up about how great the Grand Canyon is.
Jane's very passionate about the Grand Canyon.
People love to shit on the Grand Canyon. They love to say, oh, it's so touristy. It's so like everyone goes to the Grand Canyon. Everyone goes to the Grand Canyon because it's the most incredible place you've ever been in your entire life.
Honestly, Jane could do an entire TED talk about how much she loves the Grand Canyon, and maybe she will one of these days.
I should. It's now.
I think the thing is, my theory though, when we've talked to a lot of the people who aren't really big fans, is like the people who aren't big fans of the Grand Canyon didn't actually go and hike in it. They just like went to the outlooks and looked, and from there it looks flat because it's so deep and so wide and just massive that it almost looks like a photograph. Like you can't get the depth perception just from the way that the light reflects. But once you start walking and hiking into it, the magnitude of the thing, especially in your thighs, becomes very, very, very apparent. So I think like you have to hike it in order to.
Well, I don't know. I feel like if you don't like it, I don't know. There's something wrong with you. You're lying.
No, I just think that the people who don't like it haven't hiked it and haven't truly experienced it. Next question.
What was your favorite place? Was it also the Grand Canyon?
Yeah, I think I really like the Grand Canyon. When we went, I was feeling a little sick, so that kind of tinted my view a bit. I liked a lot of places. I also really liked Sequoia National Park. Yeah, that was amazing. Like, just those trees are so big. I don't know if you ever heard of big trees, but they're big. And I like a lot of the places we went. I'm just thinking of the places we went to most recently, but I also like Acadia National Park. That was one of the first ones we went to. Big Bend in Texas. Yeah. I like the Florida Keys. Yeah. That was fun.
The Everglades I loved / hated. I was terrified the whole time that we were there because I was so sure that like giant snakes and alligators would eat me. But I also like had such a cool experience there.
Yeah, we went canoeing there. It was really fun. Yeah, there's a bunch of places that we went. It's great.
Yeah.
I've been making videos about it, and I only posted some of them, but I think I'm on Tuesdays I'm going to start doing like a travel Tuesday. This is also an announcement to Jane. I've never told her before. I think on Tuesdays I'm going to start doing like a travel Tuesday on our channel, and also start posting our old bus videos.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Just until
I think I'm going to do that until I run out of content. But I'm like very behind on what I've posted. So
yeah,
I have some months.
Some ideas.
Last question that we got from you was, is the bus going to be for sale, or are you going to keep traveling?
The road is still calling us. We cannot stop our travels. We want to keep Maryland at least for a little bit longer, but right now we're trying to be safe because of COVID-19. So what we've decided to do,
oh, sorry. I was paying attention. The reality hits. Yeah, so biggest thing is like, we don't know if you came and offered us money, like what we thought was a good amount of money for this, we might sell it to you. But we do want to keep it because we do want to go back on the road, and we really, really love living in our beautiful little home here. So I think what it comes down to is, yeah, we're going to keep it for now, unless you want to give us money. And that is an extreme amount. And what we've done as of this morning, if you've heard of the company Outdoorsy, they have a website, outdoorsy.com. And pretty much what it is, we're not sponsored. This is like not. But pretty much what they are is like Airbnb, but for our bus on there. So you can actually rent our bus if you are in Southern Ontario to stay in for a weekend or a week over this upcoming summer, because we can't go anywhere. Like, we're here building the trailer. We have plenty of stuff packed to do. So the bus is just sitting here. So we just figured, hey, like, might as well give other people the opportunity to suss out van life, see if it's for them, see if they want to make the commitment or just like have a fun time. You know, national parks, provincial parks, everything's starting to open up now. So campsites, campgrounds are starting to open up. So if you wanted to rent our beautiful home for the weekend or whatever, you can just look us up on Outdoorsy. I think I can get the link for that. And if I can figure out how to put the link in this description, I will do that.
Perfect.
If I can't,
then
message us and we'll give it to you or something. If you're really interested. But yeah, that's all the questions. 32 minutes. We had drinks here and we didn't drink them.
That's okay.
So here, Jane.
Cheers. Thanks so much for watching.
Cheers. Thanks for coming.
See you next week. We'll be posting some exciting things. Number one, we made this really incredible counter that's like a mix of all of the other features to like tie them all together in the bus in a really cool way. It's also great because it was just using the scraps of every other project we've done up until now. So we didn't buy a single thing to make this. So we're really proud of it, and we think it's really cool. It's tying in all the elements that we have. It's super cohesive. And so we've done a lot of work on the buses last week. We've had some friends here to help us. So shout out to those friends who I'm sure are one of the people who are watching right now. And we love you. Thank you for helping us on our trailer. So it's been great to be isolating with them and working on that. And because of that, we are now 4 people working on the trailer. So we've done so much this week. So I'm excited next week to give you an update. We're going to give you like a midway through the build tour of the renos and show you how we built this camper out of entirely free. This counter. Yes. We did not build a whole camper. This counter out of entirely free materials. So that's cool. So that's next week's video. And that's it, right? We'll just carry on from there. Yeah. So we will see you next week. Thanks for coming. Thanks for watching. If you are not watching this live, we will see you right now. Hello. And we will see you next week. Goodbye. Goodbye.